Don't slip on the drill. Yeah, it's Competition Tuesday, baby.
Tempo, can you keep up with my tempo? Yeah, blowing up, C4. I just hit the Mike Jackson on my tiptoes.
Competition Tuesday, baby.
I know we go wherever that wind blows.
Yeah, don't slip. We mean that. Don't slip on the drill. Yeah, it's Competition Tuesday. So for those that's coming in, this is the day we talk about the updates of the week, what the game potentially did in terms of competition. Because we always trying to look for ways to improve this team. It's never easy conversations, but it's ones we willing to have. We go different talk about today. And we got the OC in the back. He queuing up. He'll be here in a second.
I'm way too smooth. I just caught a groove.
But Competition Tuesday, don't sleep and don't slip
if you ain't talking about money, please save your breath
on that drip.
I pull up and I stunt like a 007 James Bond type movie, yeah. Hey, don't slip on the trip. No.
Y'all come on in. Have a seat. Have a seat. And don't slip.
Don't slip on the trip.
As you coming in.
Tempo. You keep up with my tempo.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good show, man. I'm excited about this show. I really am.
Don't slip on the trip.
Y'all make sure y'all share.
Don't slip on the trip. Tempo. Can you keep up with my tempo? Yeah, blowing up, C4. I just hit the Mike Jackson on my tiptoes. Oh yeah, I know we go wherever that wind blows. The endo. Don't slip on the drill. Don't slip on the drill. High key, I know. I send all of my rap foes like they my tadpoles. Yeah. Blowing up, C4. I just had to go crack now on my Debo. Yeah, that Draco bustin' like free throws. I do not miss no shots, I got the cheat codes. That's why I never lose.
Man, Facebook, I see
they
you.
Can't predict my moves.
Oh, Facebook coming in fast and hard today. I see you, Facebook. Y'all ready?
I just caught a groove.
Okay.
This right here, that Charizard, fire in the booth. Had to go back that too. If you ain't talking about money, please save your breath, don't bring it up to me.
I see you, man.
I pull up and I stunt like a 007 James Bond type movie, yeah. Hey.
Oh, see, I'm finna turn you on. Give me the thumbs up if you ready. I see you setting up. You ready? Alright, you hot.
Dallas Cowboys Sports. Like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your bell notifications icons for the latest and greatest in Cowboys content and news. Follow Dallas Cowboys Sports, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You can, of course, follow me, the OC100 on Twitter. Y'all get in the building. Let's get into it.
Get it. It's gonna be a good show, man. Ooh wee. Boy, it's so much to talk about. I can't wait. Oh man, it's gonna be a good show. It's gonna be a good show. God, man, y'all in here fast. Alright, let's go take these comments already, man. Boston 7.2 million. We're gonna talk about that. What's say Dan Quinn building his defense. Yes, he is. We're gonna talk about that too. Yeah, and my boy Joe Citrina, he said shared. Y'all follow Joe. Share like Joe. Alright, High key, low key. Time to start the show. Share. Let's go. OC picking up the keys, man. We got all these subliminal messages, man. Y'all gotta watch this, man. Y'all really watch this intro close, man. Y'all see, man, we did a lot of stuff. William Kidd, he said he shared. Let's watch the OC.
Thank you, William.
The OC on that intro. What? Hold on. Wait. Oh, what? They talking about they cut Jalen?
Hold on 1 second. We gotta verify.
Everybody said it.
Hold on. Give me about 2 seconds. Yeah, they just released him. They just released Jalen Smith. Second round draft pick. Yep, they just released him today. Yes, they did.
That's, man, they talk about it's verified. Well, that's what we starting with. God dog. Man, breaking news.
Well,
me and my hitters go all out. Ball out. We about to take them all out. Ball out. Me and my hitters go all out.
interesting times, man. But we got the latest and greatest in Cowboys sports and news. So y'all get in the building. We got a hot opinion on that, man. But we ready. We never caught off the guard because we not new to this. We true to this, man. Football all day, every day. Follow Boss Cowboys sports. Let's go. We ready for y'all. We got you.
Show them what it's all about. Just get called out. Fall out. Me and my clique, we don't fall out. Me and my chick, we don't fall out. We minding our business, keep y'all out. Get up quick, then we hit lick till it's all out. I hate my job, I'ma call out. Boss of myself, child out. I'm a recruiter, a high percentage shooters. Gotta keep rifles and Rugers. Some people just trifling the losers. Watch for the jackets at night, they be cruising. I can put together. A.R. Kinston, yeah. My hitters be tougher than leather. Can't nobody do it better. Glock 9 with the F fiends.
Competition Tuesday. Hold on.
Hey, you better guard your grill.
What we say? Don't slip.
On the drip.
Don't slip.
You better guard your grill. You better guard your grill. And OC will tell you why you better guard your grill.
When you in the paint, gotta play big. Hitters looking like cavemen. Went from good fella to made.
Hey man, I got some stories I'm gonna tell y'all right off the cuff, man. I got some stories, man. I'm gonna tell y'all right off the cuff that's right related to Jalen. That's related to Jalen. And water, the block is hot. The block is hot. And I know why. I think I know why.
We about to take them all out. Ball out. We about to take them all out.
Oh yeah.
You so surprised you didn't even get an intro, bro. Where the intro at?
Boss Cowboy Sports, man. Like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your bell notification icons for the latest and greatest in Cowboy sports and news. Y'all get in here. Listen, Boss Cowboy on the ones and twos. I'm the OC. And yes, thank you, fam. Appreciate the alerts, man, and putting out great content with us and sharing us in this journey, man, as we go for 6. Jalen Smith has been cut. He has been cut. He's been released for the Cowboys. Details are not imminent. We'll know more tomorrow. Details are not imminent right now, but he has been released by the Dallas Cowboys, which doesn't mean that he's going to be traded. We don't know the full status on the why, but I got a couple theories on why he's been released, Boss Cowboy. A couple quick theories, all right? If we look at this and we look at his contract, his contract this year in total, guys, is roughly about $7.2 million. And his salary was 7.2, signing bonus $1 million. So obviously we get a little bit of savings there, and also they get some cap savings moving forward by cutting Jalen Smith. Also, if we go and look back at the first 4 games of this season, honestly, guys, and I'm not against anybody, I'm just stating data and facts right here, okay? This is data and facts that anybody, hey, you guys can go look this up for yourself, right? But total Jalen Smith, the first 4 games, he's had 18 tackles, all right? 18 tackles. He had 4 against Tampa Bay. He had 9 versus the Chargers. He had 4 versus Philly. He had 1 tackle versus the Carolina Panthers. All right. And so I see you, Jack. You said that he got hurt. This 9.8 will be guaranteed. Yeah. I mean, here's the name of the game, man. I mean, he's already a linebacker, man, that has had a lot of injury history, right? They got a deep linebacker room. We've been talking about this since day one. And so if he's injured and in fact, he is not going to be performing, then they want to save that money. All right, so I see you, Jay, in the chat saying they tried to trade him with no success. I don't have full details on this. We'll have a little bit more on this tomorrow for sure, but I appreciate that. But listen, man, based upon productivity early in the year, a deep linebacker room, along with an injury, I see why the Cowboys did this, to save money against the cap. And listen, man, it's a lot of able-bodied people in there that can run and that are not injured. All right, and so he's a casualty of performance and circumstances, in my opinion, Boss Cowboy. And the competition is real. You better guard your grill. You better guard your grill, because I'm telling you, you could be next. You get hurt and don't make a bunch of tackles. If you ain't making plays when you get put on this field, you could be next, man. You know, listen, there's a short story, and I'm going to kick it to you, Boss Cowboy. When Dan Reeves was the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs, and they went like, I don't know, like 3-12 or something like that. They lost a bunch of games. And so the first loss, he came in and said, hey, your job is week by week. They lost another game. He said, hey, your job is day by day. Then they lost another game. He came back. He said, hey, your job is series by series. They lost another game. He came back and said, hey, your job is play by play. Your job is play by play. And so when you have a competitive environment, which gets the best out of everyone, what happens on that defensive side of the ball with the depth at linebacker in the secondary, I'm going to tell you my perspective. My perspective is this, is that everybody's job is play by play. And so if you're not producing and you don't make yourself valuable by making plays and being very productive, and you cost any amount of money, you are subject to repercussions. And unfortunately, Jalen got injured, man, and you know, best wishes to him in his future. But hey, man, productivity, injury, deep linebacker room, recipe for disaster if you are the highest paid linebacker in that room. Boss Cowboy, what you got?
So as I'm digesting this, the first thing we started the show with, and we meant this.
Now on my Depot. Yeah, that Draco doesn't like free.
We started the song.
I do not miss no.
Don't slip.
Like cheat code. That's why I never lose.
You won't lose. You won't lose.
I'm way too smooth. I just caught.
Was he too smooth?
This right here, that Charizard, the fire.
Listen,
had to go right back.
I like
Taking
it
off the
though, Boss
jokes.
Cowboy.
Taking off the jokes and don't slip. I gotta do you like this, OC.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, Cletus.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on.
Yeah, because I'm trying to digest this. This
I'm
don't
giving
have
a
the
quick
smell
analysis.
of some of the stuff you said. Some of the stuff you said, it don't have the smell of.
Okay.
Because you said
What
competition.
what does it smell like?
You said
What does it smell
competition
like?
in play.
I said depth in play.
Okay. I thought you said competition in play. That's why I put on that versus. Because
Depth in play.
yeah, I'm with you. Because this has because he was healthy and maybe only a couple of runs you can maybe point at him out of the 4 games. A couple. And you get rid of him, and the trade deadline is a month away. Like, why would you do that? Like, why would you do that? Like, why not even let him play, hopefully make plays where you can build his value to try to trade him? Obviously, they likely tried to trade him.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So it's
I think he was.
Because it's
go ahead.
Because it's like I'm not hearing this play thing. Because if it's about play, why did you keep Anthony Brown so long?
Well,
Anthony Brown finally had one good game.
Mm-hmm.
This previous game, he finally made plays in man coverage. But it's been 5 years of stank play. I think this is all about money. I think that's all it is.
But he ain't highly paid, Boss Cowboy. You missed. He ain't highly paid. They didn't re-up him on a huge contract, on a healthy contract.
But what's his cap hit?
So it is money. What's
his cap
money.
hit? Because we 20.
Who's cap hit?
Jalen's.
You talking about Jalen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I believe by cutting him, man, they're gonna say, don't quote me on this. They're gonna save over $9 million on the cap.
That's what it is. Because aren't they 20 million over the cap?
Money.
I think it's about money. This is not about play. Because nobody that's celebrating right now can point to 4 games and name me 4 plays. And then my boy Eric said, coming in here from H-Town, he said, y'all still owe him $7.2 million. I'm not getting it, bro. I don't get the logic in this. And you know what else it smell like? It smell like making room for your boy. Neil. Yeah. The one they call Kiki.
Well, look, man. To me, you know, if it smells like a dog, it barks like a dog, it looks like a dog, then Boss Cowboy, it must be a dog, right? So we know this is a money move, but I'm gonna tell you something else. But look, with the trade and with the draft picks, man, Jalen was cooked anyway, long term. Because we know if we follow the pattern of the front office and the savings plan value, get a lot out of our good young talent that's cheap and save money on veterans and re-sign the people that are absolutely essential. When you have linebacker there, when you have Neal, when you have Cox, when you even have LVE, when you have Parsons, and you have a guy that, hey, man, look, he's made a lot of plays for the Cowboys. I'm not knocking Jalen. I'm not speaking against him. But I'm saying if I look at his stats the first 4 games, his productivity is not jumping off the charts, right? It's not. And I'm not saying he's bad. I'm not saying, you know, he can't play at all. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that his productivity in terms statistically did not jump off the charts, right? He did nothing to wow you. And when you got more competition and some of these young guys are wowing you, Micah Parsons is wowing you. Osa is wowing you, right? We got young guys in there that's making some great plays. Golson, in the time that he got these last couple games, he is wowing you.
But what about the linebackers? Like, I know Osa and the other guys are wowing, and I disagree. Micah is not wowing at linebacker. He's not.
I'm not talking about it. I didn't say linebacker, Boss Cowboy. I'm talking about his play. I'm not talking about the position that he's in. I'm talking about rookies that are coming in here playing well, that are splashing. And I'm saying that as that happens.
But I'm talking about linebacker. And I'm with you. I'm just trying to digest this.
Yeah.
Because I know the rookies playing well, but the depth at linebacker just got weakened, you know?
The depth at linebacker definitely got weakened. Or we don't fully know, Boss Cowboy. I'm gonna be honest and say, hey, these are our immediate reactions to what happened. Okay, in fairness, all right. Mm-hmm. And so we are basically going to give you what we feel, right? And I'm talking about the expendability of players based upon the projection of other players, which is valid to this whole deal about letting him go. Because if you didn't have an alternative, you would not cut Jalen. Last year, you had no alternative. You're not cutting Jalen. You eating it, right? And so Anderson had a bad time. We're not that good now. Yeah, so I get what you're saying, Anderson, and I agree with you. I don't think they should have cut Jalen at this point, but I'm giving the reasons why I think they may have cut him. Also, is there another veteran linebacker that's available that could be cheaper that's in the market right now? Another good veteran? I don't know. Okay, these are thoughts. Is there another value pick out there that hadn't got picked up? If not, Boss Cowboy, then this is, to me, is purely a money move and it's politics.
Yeah,
if not, I'm giving options.
It's likely.
All right.
We know it's a money move, but it got the smell of politics to it too, because of what Anderson said. Why now? Like way before the trade deadline? Like, let's talk about the good about it though, because it's some good. Because it is good.
It is.
It's some good things about it.
It's a lot of good.
I want to talk about what this type of thing does though. Y'all see my face? People, I'm over here like, that's going on in the entire locker room. You know, everybody is kind of like, that's in that locker room. Because Jalen was a leader in that locker room. He was a leader in that locker room. And one of my favorite shows is Ball Rescue. And one of the things that he talked about in Ball Rescue, he said, whenever you want to try to get everybody to align to the culture, you fire the weakest link. That's a fact. And so, even though I definitely know he wasn't the weakest link, he was not. Between play, you can just look at this last game. The clear weakest link was LVE. But this is a shakeup. It's like, if everybody don't play better, or it's going to be bad. It could be bad. Because, see, what if it's this, OC? Because now we spitballing, but let's just talk about it. All right? What if it is that Neil is Dan Quinn's boy? And it's perceived.
He is his boy.
It is. And it's perceived like that. You know what I mean? Because I'm talking about what it can be good, but it also can be bad. To where it's like, you got rid of our leader for this dude, and we know he wasn't as good as Jalen.
I'm gonna push back on you on that. If I had a versus button, I'd hit the versus button right now. Nah, it ain't that, bro. Because hit it.
Yo, let's go.
No, it's absolutely not that.
Go ahead.
It's absolutely not that, because you got too young of a locker room on the defensive side of the ball for them to give a crap too much about Jalen, right? You got some veteran guys that like Jalen, but these guys are trying to get snaps. These are young guys for the most part, are free agents that you rented that wants to get re-upped and get bigger contracts. This works in everybody else's favor that's remaining if they play well. This works in everybody else's favor, Jalen not being there. So I'm saying that you don't really have time. If you're a rookie, or you one of these 1 year free agent defensive veteran players, you ain't got time to get lost in the sauce on this and have an attitude or an opinion and all that kind of stuff. Y'all winning football games, this is your opportunity to get more plays. Right? And this is your opportunity to stand out. This is your opportunity to prove yourself. And I like it from the context of here is this. They made an example out of Jalen. And I'm gonna say something else that I really feel. I think it could have been some internal disagreements. I see him. Neil is injury prone too, but Neil ain't been injured, right?
But he injury prone. He has been injured. That's why he said he injured
this
prone.
Year.
No, of course not this year, but saying his history. So it's like, what are we left with? Like, think about it. LVE injury prone. Neil
100%.
injury prone. Jalen was not. It's just what it is.
Well, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, taking the emotion out of it. Here's the thing, man.
Who emotional?
No, I'm saying taking all the emotion from any responses is what I'm saying.
Okay.
So relax, boss cowboy, relax, man.
Yeah, I'm saying
Boss on
people
the
saying I'm
edge.
emotional. I'm just thinking. I'm trying to process
No.
this.
I'm not saying you're emotional. I'm saying taking the emotion out of it and just thinking it through.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying this. I'm saying, hey, man, what if, right? And I'm thinking, okay, money, right? But also, what could it have been? Some conflict or conversation or some disagreement that prompted a quick move like this? Could have been something to go down behind the scenes, right? I don't think that maybe it was, but I'm saying I'm searching because I need more time for this. But I'm saying it may be a couple other things, man, that we're not hitting right now. It may be a couple other things that we're not hitting or that we're not seeing right now in the moment about this. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing people saying they love the move. I see. Why? That's what I want to know. Why would somebody love this? Like,
well, here's go ahead.
Like, I'm not getting when you have, and I'm just talking about team management. LVE is made of glass. We know that. Neil is not made of glass, but he's been injury prone. Even if, and somebody go say he's not a Dan Quinn type, but he was here. He was already on the team. So what if, let's play devil's advocate. What if LVE get injured? What if Neil is injured? Now what?
The likelihood of that happening is not high, both of them being injured at the same time.
Oh.
Of Neil and LV both being injured at the same time. It's like the likelihood of that is not high. But let me go with your theory. All right. So if both of those are injured, or both of those guys are injured, okay? Right. We got Micah Parsons. We also got one of your favorites who can play down in the box. Who can play down in the box and actually play a will if you need him to. Curse. He could play down. He can play outside down in the box if you need him to. He can. Also, you got a rookie linebacker that played very, very well, man, out of Texas A&M. So I think that Dan Quinn wants his guys that he's projecting upside. He's projecting upside with some of these young players. And if he wants to get Cox on the field, well, here's your opportunity. So Cox may get some run. So here's the deal. What I'm saying is you got bodies.
Why wouldn't you see it first? I know you got bodies, but and I'm talking about managing this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you got the bodies, but you don't have the evidence of the bodies playing.
He's betting on himself, man, obviously.
No.
Dan Quinn.
No. All right, I know what he's doing. He betting on himself. That's fine, but it still don't say that he has evidence of these guys playing. So I'm saying, why wouldn't you let Cox play, see him play on starters first, then make this move? They didn't have to do this now.
They didn't.
And that's the point. I'm gonna move on, but it's one of those things where it's like the timing of it. It's like your D playing good, they making plays. He was making plays. I'm not seeing the logic, except money. That's it. I can see why money could be a reason, but the timing of it just. But anyway,
yeah,
that's what it is.
You bring up a great point, man. We don't know exactly why they did what they did. Logically speaking, you can take the wait and see approach. It's much safer. It's much more smart in terms of risk management. right? But I just think that Boss Cowboy in the next couple of days, something will come out that maybe we didn't see and we don't understand right in the moment to help this make a little bit more sense. Because from a risk management perspective, what you're saying makes perfect sense, right? But they obviously saw it differently and decided to let him go now, man. So we got to kind of wait and see, man, until a little bit more details unfold on this.
I tell you what, the fans made it easy. The fans made it easy. You know what I'm saying? And because nobody liked them. You know, it shows you that your voice matters. When the whole crowd is going against you, it's easy for them to cut you. Because it's not going to be no backlash. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's exactly what I said, and I mean this. The same energy that was publicly for Jalen needed to be for Anthony Brown. But right now, Anthony Brown had a good game. So the timing would be crazy.
Buying his time, man. He bought himself some time, baby.
Yeah.
You have a good game here, you go buy yourself some time.
But it does show that our voice matters. It shows that. So I'm seeing stuff. Check this out. My boy say Gifford could have a higher ceiling. But we don't know that, Dallas. That's my point. See, the people we talking about.
But you're never gonna know. You're never gonna know if Jalen's in the building.
What you mean?
I'm saying with some of these young linebackers, you're never gonna know if Jalen is in the building, and that's why I think that a part of this is Dan Quinn obviously having a lot of influence in the organization, and obviously he showed that influence in the draft, Boss Cowboy, with all of these selections, right? So far, Boss Cowboy, Dan Quinn has been right. And so if he wanted to get more looks at some of these young linebackers to have a Legion of Boomish or develop a Legion of Boomish type defense and said, hey, he sold it to upper management. Hey, Jalen is not one of my guys because of X, Y, and Z. I got a younger guy. He's faster. He's cheaper. He can make more plays. He has more upside. And we need to do this. We can do this now so I can get these guys acclimated for this Super Bowl run. He sold it. He's a professional. He sold it some type of way. They didn't cut Jalen without him knowing and him being okay with it. This kind of feels like when they cut Dez. I disagree.
All right. Now, hell no, it feel like when they cut Dez. See, and let me explain why he route. Because they cut Dez without a proven contingency plan in the building. That's why he's exactly right on that. Because that's what ushered in the receiver by committee. Remember we came out with that boo-boo? Because everybody was calling for Dez to take a pay cut. Historically, that's what was happening. He need to take a pay cut. He need to take a pay cut. And then
this is different.
Hold on real quick.
This is different because you already got able bodies. You already got able bodies in the building. They're unproven bodies. To your point, Boss Cowboy,
that's what
they're
I'm saying.
Unproven.
That's exactly what I just said. That you don't know. That's what I said. You don't have nobody in the building that you know. Everybody is a question mark because Neal is a new linebacker. He's a new linebacker. I think that Boss Cowboy. I think the Cowboys going. Let me cut my phone aside. And we had an Amber Alert here. So here's the deal, man. I think that what we see here and what we see is that the Cowboys, based upon the schematics and based upon what I've seen thus far and based upon the fact that I don't think, and I'm not being a hater, Jalen Smith's productivity has not jumped off the charts. I think you can get the same thing with those young linebackers. I'm not worried about it. Based on what? But why you think
I'm not worried.
But I'm saying,
I told
you think that based on what?
I think that based upon what we saw in the preseason and also what we've seen with the overall play of the defense thus far, I don't think that Jalen is a chess piece that's that pivotal based upon the depth you have. I think that a combination of these guys will get that job done. That's what I think.
Okay.
I'm not worried about it.
You have no evidence. You have no game evidence. I'm gonna say it like this.
No. I mean, if that's your argument, Boss Cowboy, you can always be right. I'm not talking. I'm not talking about game evidence.
That's my whole.
We don't have game evidence. But your
that's
point
why I'm
is like
saying
weird.
They didn't have to cut him. They could have played those guys in front of him.
I get you.
And then when they played, you can see them against starters, not third and fourth teamers.
Yeah. But
hold on real quick.
Go ahead.
So like with Curse, we saw Curse versus starters. Nobody cared about Curse until he did what he did against who? Starters. And when he balled against starters, that's when we start being like, you know what I mean? But this is a cut because we hope the other guys go work out.
But you're being idealistic because there were injuries involved that allowed Curse to be on this football field. There were people out with COVID and all that kind of stuff. It was a combination of things that allowed Curse to be on that field. It's very hard with what you just said before, with Jalen being a leader and a part of the heartbeat of that defense. It's more controversial to bench him than it is to cut him. It's much more controversial to just bench him. Then we'll be on here talking about you bench him and you taking away his snaps, and we don't know the fallout and what would happen in that locker room. If you want to give some of these younger guys more run, and you're confident. So obviously, Boss Cowboy, we're not in this building, but it's people that are confident that these other guys can get the job done in some type of way, or they will grow to be just as good or better. So they cut him.
Yeah.
So they cut him.
This is why it's like this. This is exactly why it's like this. Because they also, historically, we got to all slow down and think about this for a second. They also sold us on receiver by committee. That's my point. They came out there and put a bunch of third-team receivers with no experience being number ones and said this was going to replace this, with no evidence that it would work. That's my whole point. It's like, I mean, it's one of those things that if it work out, then you right. Then you right and they're right. But this is the thing that's good. So far, they've been right. On everything that's been doubted, they've been right. So Nashawn Wright was doubted. They was right. It has never been a player that's playing like Osa. They was right. You know what I mean? You know, and it's a lot of time. They could be right. It's just what I would never do is I'm never gonna be somebody that don't ask questions though. You know what I mean? And so
that's fine.
Yeah, and so I'm just asking questions.
It's cool.
You know, so
no, Boss Cowboy, listen.
But to have faith in this organization, they've given us reason to. Like as of lately, a lot of the people that the fans doubted, because a lot of people doubted Nashawn Wright. They doubted it. They was right. Even Ghostin. Like me and you looked at Ghostin film and was like,
we didn't like it.
Yeah, his hustle was bad. His hustle not bad now.
Right.
So, it's something that could work. And with their track record as of late, I'm going to see. I'm going to sit back. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to see how this play out.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this, too, on your Dez point. This is why this is not Dez. Because Dez was the go-to guy on the offense, right? And we didn't have a replacement for the go-to guy. Right, to compare this to the Dez Bryant situation is to say that Jalen is the best player on that defense, and Jalen Smith is not the best player on that defense. He is not the best player on that defense, and all the people that we thought were the key people on that defense, Boss Cowboy, Tank Lawrence, Randy Gregory, they've been injured and are equally performed by young players, i.e., rookies. Right, and so at the end of the day, I think that they're gonna be fine with this. It may be bumpy for a couple weeks with some plays hitting that wouldn't normally hit based on game experience, Boss Cowboy. I give you that, but overall, I'm fine with it, man. I think they're gonna be fine. I don't think that you're losing a whole lot for losing Jalen at this point. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. Well, who gonna replace him? Neil? Who's the replacement?
I think you got a combination of people. Obviously, Neil is probably gonna get first crack at it, right? It does give you a chance to rotate situationally, play Cox more, right? And with the health of Hooker, it also gives you a chance to mix in Kennedy more as well, right? You can mix him into the secondary, and you can drop Kurtz down in the box, a little bit of linebacker in certain situations. So it gives you the opportunity to get some other pieces on the field that maybe we've been lobbying for too. So exactly who's going to do it? I'll say Nilla get first shot, and I think it's going to give Cox a little bit more run so that he can develop, man. That's what I think.
Okay. So the replacements right now for Jalen, you believe is going to be Neal and LVE. Am I hearing you right?
I think that it's going to be a combination of several players based on scenario. I'm not predicting the actual start. It's going to be a combination of players is what I'm saying, based upon scenario is what I'm telling you.
So your combination is Neal, LVE, and who?
I'll give you LVE.
You say Kurtz?
I would say Kurtz Cox based on scenario.
Okay.
I would say Kurtz Cox.
So we're going to see Cox play linebacker.
I think you go see him drop down in the box and get some reps, man. Especially on obvious passing downs. In the slot, absolutely. You'll see him on that slot, absolutely. Obvious passing downs, you'll get a chance to let him develop, man. Yep. He's going to get some more burn, is what I'm saying. Now, based on how he does, is determine how much he'll play. But I think you'll see some more action, man. That's what I think.
All right. So, y'all check this out. I got something for you. Okay. I want y'all to listen, and then we're going to talk about this. All right. We're going to talk about this from an X's and O's perspective. All right. This is real important. Y'all really lock in. All right. Here we go.
Here we go on Micah Parsons. I have individual broken down here. His tackling grade killed him in this game. He got a 27. His tackling grade killed him in this game. He got a 27 tackling grade. He has, in his 4 games, his pass rush grades are an 81 elite, a 91 elite, a 70 starter level, and a 77, which is very, very good. His coverage grades have never been above a 63. That's killing him. He had a 35 in this game. Rush defense is decent. It was bad in this game. So he was lowly graded, but it was not because of, like, guys, like the proof is right here. Look at the pass rush grades, 81, 91, 70, 77. Coverage grades bad. We knew he was a bad cover player. We knew he can't cover. We've known that cover since he was in college. And his tackling grades normally are very good. It was just bad in this game. This was an outlier. Like, this guy's a pass rusher. He's an edge. Let's make it happen.
All right. So we talking about Competition Tuesday. Okay. So obviously that was them talking about Parsons as a pass rusher versus a linebacker. And his best grades was as a pass rusher. And that was only for 2 weeks of him being a pass rusher. So let's check this out. Okay? Let's just check this out, because we talking real football now. All right, now we back to football. If you look at the production in 2 games of him playing as a pass rusher, right? What's clear is that your best rusher is Parsons. Okay? This is also people saying, boss mad. Y'all got to put the whole picture together. When you got one less linebacker, what is that going to likely pressure them to do? It's going to pressure them to put Parsons where he's not as impactful. So this has nothing to do with no liking Jalen. Now I'm starting to look at, do I want Parsons being a slower developing linebacker or an instant impact linebacker that's blitzing or pass rusher? Because the grades also that they was talking about burned out with especially the first half of the game. The first half of the game clearly showed that when Parsons was not pass rushing, that the only person that was either getting home or close to get home was Randy Gregory. It was not opening up, and that secondary was not able to be opportunistic until they released Parsons from either the A and B gap or coming off the edge. What's your thoughts on that?
I think that, yeah, man, I think that you definitely have, I see your thought in terms of him being put at linebacker more. But I believe that the good thing is we have enough depth to play with some young players and to situationally still have Micah Parsons rushing the passer. So I think that we would be amiss if we thought that even if he did play more linebacker snaps, that he's not go rush and come forward in particular situations in the game, because he is, right? Now, what we're talking about now is the number of snaps and pass rush opportunities that he has, right? Which could be less, or it could be equal based upon the play. And this is why we don't know fully, based on the play of the younger linebackers and Neal in particular, as he mix and matches this defense and comes up with all these concoctions that he uses based upon different offensive schemes. So we got to have this discussion, in my opinion, in 2 weeks, because we got to take a little bit of a wait and see approach to be sure that we see the fronts and the personnel packages that Dan Quinn uses, and he will mix it up. We know that. That's what I think.
Okay, yeah. And you're right. He definitely gonna mix it up. They talked about the average starter in the first 4 games is around 15. Dan Quinn has already started 30 people. To your point. You know, he's already started 30 people. And so what I really think is they've been hitting on all these young guys. They saying, bro, we ain't wrong. That's what they said. We've been right. Let's go ahead and roll with it. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and roll with the young guy, and then we go see. You know?
And it benefits the Cowboys greatly.
And they've been right.
And it benefits us as a fan base, because we got young guys on rookie contracts. Let them grow a little bit. They good athletes. We getting 3 or 4 of their best years before we got to worry about having to pay somebody. And that's what Dan Quinn was a part of, at least in Seattle, when the Legion of Boom. You had all those guys on rookie contracts. All those guys playing bananas on rookie contracts.
Right. So check this. Because Jerry also talked about Micah Parsons in the interview with Sean and RJ. One of the key things that Jerry said, because they outright asked him, right? They outright asked him. They said, they asked him, what's the most important position, him at linebacker or him rushing? You know what Jerry said? The 2 positions that's always going to be the most important are positions that either get after the quarterback or make it easier to get after the quarterback. He say pass rush is always going to be a priority over linebackers. And that's why he said the 2 most important positions are corners and pass rushers, the people that make it hard on quarterbacks. So the good news about that is the boss himself wants Parsons to actually get after the quarterback. So for those of us who might even be worried about that, it is really no reason to worry about that, to be honest. You know, because the man himself is saying, this is how we all see the game. You know, they saying that. They saying we see the game to where even though we just cut Jalen Smith, we still gonna make it a priority that the guy we drafted is go get after the quarterback. He also said one more thing that I want you to get your thoughts on. He said linebacker at 12 was too rich, but linebacker for a pass rusher made sense. What's your thoughts on that?
Re-quote that one more time. I want to make sure I got the full juice of that. Say it one more time, boss.
Okay. because Sean and RJ asked him a real good question. They said, what's most important? Because people are debating, right? Because Marvin and I had a debate about this the other day, Coach Marv, right? Like, what's most impactful? Him as a pass rusher, right? Or him playing linebacker, right? And so Jerry answered it. He said linebacker at 12 was too rich. He said the whole purpose of us getting him was with the idea of him getting after the quarterback. That's exactly what he said. So I want to get your thoughts on that. And he also said corner is also important because that makes it easier for people to get after the quarterback. And it makes sense.
Yeah, man. So day one, man, my vision for Micah Parsons was for him to rush the passer.
Right.
On draft night, I said it. So
you did.
The more value add that you're going to get out of any player is directly in affecting the quarterback, right? Which, to Jerry Jones's point, the great Jerry Jones, is rushing the passer and defending the pass, because this is a passing league. So you got to be able to have somebody premium that can get to the quarterback. So with that said, that gives us our guarantee that Micah Parsons, regardless of how they reshuffle that defense, he's going to get some opportunities to rush the passer and to continue to improve as a pass rusher. That's flat out what that's telling us.
Yeah. And Shannon said, boss, can we see a 3-4 coming? They've been running that now.
Yeah.
That's what they've been running.
Yeah.
Ever since Tank been out, Parsons has been standing up on the edge. He only got in a 3-point stand one time, maybe twice.
Yeah, a few times in the Chargers game.
A few times, but the rest of it, he's standing up. You know.
Yeah, and even a hybrid off of that, man. Look, if you look at this, man, the Cowboys have even ran, has ran 3-2 linebackers, right? And have ran like a 3-2-5-ish type look, in certain fronts, right? So if you look at this, I want to subscribe. So
hold on, real quick.
There you go.
I gotta hit your button, Osa. We got to do it right, man. You already know.
Appreciate it.
The OC.
The film breakdown.
All right, let's get into it.
Yeah, man. So what you see on that, I'll wait for the next play. So what you see, if you're looking at that, all right, cool. So as soon as that subscribe bell goes out, okay, boom, that's your 3-4.
Yep, that's it.
That's your 3-4, right? Mm-hmm. So you got 1, 2, 3 linemen, right?
Yep.
You got Micah Parsons, right? And then playing outside, you got, as soon as that bell is messing me up.
That's 3-4.
Yep. So there you go. That's your 3-4 right there.
Yep.
Right? That's your 3-4. You got Dorrance Armstrong, stand up, linebacker, right?
Yep.
You got Neal. You got Jalen. And then you got Curse down in the box, and then you got Micah rushing. So you just use a Micah as your other rush in. Is what you're doing. But that is perennially a 3-4, because you have number 92, Dorrance Armstrong. You have him over the left tackle. He's in a tight 5 technique, right? You got I forget who, I can't see who that is over the right tackle. And then you got another down lineman there. So there you go,
that's
man.
Osa.
That's your 3-4. That's Osa. Okay, I couldn't see.
The OC.
Go ahead, Osa.
The film breakdown.
No. But to your point, we've already seen a variety of fronts. And if we just went through a bunch of clips, you'll just continue to see more variations of the front. Basically, you haven't seen just a straight 4-3 or 4-3 under. You've only seen that in a few snaps so far this entire season.
Right.
So,
yeah. So they've been playing 3-4, and it's been working. So most of it that you've been seeing, and they changed to that, where basically they got Parsons as an outside linebacker. See, this is one of the few times you see him with a hand in the ground, but mostly he's been standing up, playing an outside linebacker. He probably put his hand in the ground maybe twice from the 4-3.
Yep.
Yep. And I think he maybe put it in the first series of the Philly game. You know, but other than that, he's been getting after these balls from a 3-4. You know, and he calls this sack. So, but we was talking about where he's impactful. And so when y'all looking at me and people like, boss is sad, boss is, listen, y'all don't know me. Y'all don't know nothing about me. I'm over here thinking. I'm like, I just heard our owner talk a lot about where he's impactful. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at the data, also confirming where he's impactful. And I'm knowing he did this in 2 games. And with him doing this in 2 games, my thinking is, okay, what is going to happen to this now? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so no, but Jalen, I mean, Parsons, the main thing I want to see is what Jerry said himself. I don't care if he play linebacker, as long as he at the linebacker position getting after the quarterback, because that's where he's efficient water right now.
Right. And it doesn't matter if we call him a linebacker or defensive end as long as he's rushing.
Thank you.
We don't care.
I don't care.
Yeah,
I really don't.
We don't care if you call him a defensive end or a linebacker.
I don't care what you call him.
He's rushing the passer.
As long as
right,
he's
because he could.
Go ahead.
No, as long as he's rushing the quarterback, he could be the stand-up linebacker in a 3-4 rushing. He could be, a DN rushing with his hand in the ground in 4-3. We don't care. I don't care. As long as he's coming forward, man, we're going to be in good shape.
Man.
We're going to be in real good shape.
Yeah, straight up. That's the key. That's the key. As long as he coming forward, OC, 100% agree. Now, we started the show, and we was talking about, as we was coming into the show,
tempo, can you keep up with my tempo? Yeah, blowing up, C4.
We was talking about don't slip. Alright,
exactly.
So now we know everybody is shaking up right now. Come on now. You know everybody is shaking up right now. And with everybody shaking up right now, let's listen to Jerry talk. All right. See, this is why, even before the Jalen stuff happened, let's really pay attention to Jerry. Now, listen to Jerry as he talks about. I just want y'all to listen and y'all tell me what y'all think, because I caught some stuff. I want to see if y'all catch it. Check this out.
Jerry, is it? I mean, I'm trying to figure out a way not to overhype it, but isn't it really possible we're looking at a special offense here that can beat you in any different way, especially with the way that the line is blocking, Dak is throwing, and the running backs are running?
I think you've right in the middle of those three. You said one that I think really needs to be emphasized, and that is how well that offensive line is playing.
Yeah.
A lot of things are limited when you don't have that.
So they asked about the offense. What was the first thing he started to talk about? He said the thing in the offensive line. He said, let's listen.
Kind of play. And I'm talking about both the run game as well as the protection. And a lot of credit should go to the coaching, to Mike. His philosophy on how to block it up, to make sure early we don't get undue emboldened the defense or let down on the offense by not getting the tackle help if he needs it on a given, or let down on the offense by not getting the tackle help if emboldened the defense, or let down on the offense by not getting the tackle help, undue emboldened the defense, or let down on the offense by not getting the tackle help if he needs it on a given in given situations. And he moves quickly. He didn't wait for 4 or 5 plays to happen and the tackle get beat. And by the way,
see, he clearly talking about
What happened with Dak back in the second year? Yes.
He clearly talking about. He said he's not. He did. Once he sees Steele in trouble, he don't wait. He don't wait. Y'all listen though, Jerry. Y'all really got to listen to Jerry. Jerry is real smooth. Listen.
Moving around on you, I always do, but boy, did we have did our tackles have some work cut out for them. They had good football players over them out there Sunday. So all of that is a great job, particularly well coached.
Jerry, is this got the potential of being the most potent offense of your tenure? Does it remind you of any year in particular?
No, I don't want to go there, because we've obviously had some good. We've had some offenses that really were notable, but it certainly has the balance. These guys have worked together. There's a lot of real familiarity with Dak and the team that he's working around. We're going to get better in the offensive line. Going to get better in the offensive line team that he's working around. We're going to get better in the offensive line.
So twice where they asked about the offense and he talked about the offensive line again.
Absent injury, of course, and availability.
Listen.
We're going to get better in the offensive line. Absent injury, of course, and availability is always right there with ability. Absent injury, of course, and availability is always right there with ability. Absent injury, of course, and availability is always right there with ability, and that really does count as we look down the road at games ahead. And that really does count as we look down the road at games ahead.
OC, can that be more clear?
Seems pretty clear to me, man. Seems pretty clear to me.
Boy, we've got a long way to go. 17 games, got 4 behind us, but I sure like where we are with our depth coming. I noticed one of the players today mentioned the importance of depth. And usually when you look at the successful teams, they had a lot of depth.
He's sending out them subliminals stronger and stronger and stronger. We might be the only ones catching it, OC. He taking shots at Liel. They asked about the offense. He intentionally talked about tackle twice.
Yeah,
and
man.
said specifically availability is just as important. And he focused on improving that offensive line and said going forward.
Yeah, man. So to me, I said this before, and some people don't agree with this, and that's okay if you don't agree. But what I'm saying to you that if if Steele is playing well and Liel comes back, he got to do what's best for the team. And if that's bumping into a guard and Steele is playing well, man, you better bump into guard to help solidify us and make us even stronger. Now, will they do it? I'm still not convinced that they would do it.
I don't know,
but
because
I'm not fully convinced yet, and I'll tell you why. I'm not fully convinced that they will do it because it still has a little bit more of an entitlement culture, right? Just a little bit, right? And so that's the part I'm a little uncertain about. But would it be a great move based upon how Steele does these next 2 games? I would strongly consider bumping Big Liel to really his more natural position, in my opinion, of playing guard, in particular playing left guard, which now makes us really, 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 really good, man, on the interior, man. And that's going to really, 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 and I'm overemphasizing this, really, 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 really help the run game. All right, Jameon Kyle, you reaching? No, I'm not reaching.
No, he's talking about me,
bro.
He's saying I'm reaching.
About what?
He talking about I'm reaching, basically talking about Jerry. Taking shots at Liel. I can show him the clip where he named him by name. You just didn't see the last 2 shows. He been taking shots at Liel.
Yeah, he mentioned him before, Jamie.
By
he
name.
did, man. So on this,
Yeah.
by name. He actually did in interviews. He
This is
mentioned
second
him
time.
by name.
Yeah.
Second time alluding to it.
Yes,
and then talking
clearly.
about his position. So I can say, hey, Collins need to be available. Collins needs to come out here and play better, right? Or I can say, hey, the guy that replaced Collins is doing real good, man. He's just holding up and doing a fantastic job. What am I doing? I'm doing it inverse. I'm doing the same thing. I'm still talking about you in a scenario as it relates to your job tied to your performance. Your boss can say, yeah, when you're out, man, Jamie did a real good job, making all those calls that you normally make. Or I can say, hey, Bob, you need to do a great job on the calls when you get here. I'm saying the same thing. I'm saying the exact same thing. I'm still challenging you directly or indirectly about your performance and what's going on with you in the organization. So that's what's happening here.
Right. It's what's happening. He taking shots at him. And it could be pressure. It's like I'm trying to press you to listen, y'all. Just think about it. If you paid a contractor and he not showing up to do the job, you not gonna have nothing to say. Liel is paid and missed all last year. He missing 5 games. He's already paid. Oh, so Jerry go watch. Okay, see, listen, they think we playing, OC. They think we playing. All right, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show y'all this. See, listen, we do our research on this show. We not just talking. We do a lot of research. So when y'all see me, like with my face like this, I'm thinking. I'm like, cause I'm researching everything they saying. Y'all listen to this. Tell me if we crazy. He said I'm reaching. Stay with me, Cal. Tell me if I'm reaching on this.
Charles Robinson, our buddy from Yahoo, said he spoke to a pro personnel guy who was doing some advanced work on the Cowboys, said Terrence Steele at the right tackle spot. He got some serious props. The evaluator says Steele looks like one of the most improved players on the Dallas roster this season. Someone tweeted me yesterday and said, could you move Collins back to guard with the way Steele is playing when Liel comes back?
Best five, right?
Yeah. I was like, I can't really.
Best five, right?
And Liel comes back.
Best five, right?
Yeah. I was like, when Liel comes back.
Best five, right?
Yeah. I was like, I can't really, evaluate it too much and break it down with the offensive line play. But I think Liel's probably going to go ahead and get his starting position back at right tackle. But, man, props to Terrence Steele, an unsung, maybe the unsung hero for the Cowboys this year, definitely on offense with the tough position that he was thrown into.
So they say we just making it up.
No, we ain't making
now,
this up.
We've been saying this how long?
Couple weeks now.
Couple weeks. And we also said this was going to happen. We said it's going to start as a whisper. It's going to get louder and louder and louder based on Steele play. That's the key thing. It still got a ball. If he don't ball, yeah, Liel will come right back, take him out. It's just what it is.
It don't matter.
But that's why we start this show. Go ahead, OC.
No, you go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's why we talk about competition Tuesdays, where basically we looking at how guys perform on the field, and we saying, what does that mean in terms of competition? Because we seeing the rise of Steele. And that's why 2 weeks ago, we were saying nobody ever thought when Dak first took over for Romo that he was going to be permanent. Nobody thought that. But as Dak kept playing, that's the key. As he kept playing, people started to do this. Well, he is cheaper now. You know what I mean? Well, those stats look close, even though Romo is the veteran. And notice, that's what we saying.
So,
and it's getting louder and louder. Now, they saying what we were saying 2 weeks ago. Go ahead, OC.
Yeah, man. So look, here's what you really need to pay attention to. See, Jerry Jones is smart. Jerry Jones is not a billionaire for no reason. Jerry
Exactly.
Jones is not
He's
in a
smart.
position that that he's in for no reason.
Right.
See, y'all looking at this from a very, very, very boots on the ground level. You see, Jerry Jones is looking at this at a 30,000-foot level with one of his Boeing jets flying throughout the skies. You see, this year, guys, let me bring. No, I'm about to break something down for y'all. See, when Liel got the contract extension, baby, when he got that $50 million contract extension. So here's the real deal with that: 19.5 million of that 50 was fully guaranteed at signing. All right. No, we ain't talking about still at guard. We talking about
At
Liel
all.
Collins at guard. Jamion, please pay attention, brother. Keep up with us, man. We gonna get you tight. All right.
Trust
We're
me,
talking
we
about
are.
leaving Steele at tackle, right, and put Liel Collins back to his natural position, which to me he would be an all-world left guard, and he showed signs of being just phenomenal when he was playing there before they moved him to right tackle. But I digress. Let me give y'all the chess move, okay? So if Jerry Jones can position this conversation about Steele, right? They got a potential out after year. See, Leo Collins is going to make about right under $6.4 million, okay, this year. He's going to make a little bit under $6.4 million. Now, next year, next year, guess what his number jumps to? Next year, his number jumps to 15 million. 15 million, 13 million. So he gets into the meat of that huge contract extension the next 3 seasons after this one. Did you hear me?
I
He
heard
gets
you.
into the meat of that contract extension where he's going to make most of his money after this year. So if he don't show up and show out, we got a nice reason. His name is Steele. He's cheap. And we can replace you because we already got depth at guard if we absolutely needed to. All right? So check this out. Jamion, cool, bro. I see you, bro. I'm not looking at the chat, man. So I'm just looking at it as it pops up, man. So no offense, all right? Just
And
stay
hold
with
on.
us.
Hey, you too spoiled, homeboy. Because you know full well when you fuss at the TV, nobody talk back to you. You got 2 people that's actually addressing you. You talking about we late. Next time Jerry say some fuss at the TV and see if he talk back to you. You got to know when you got it good, man. Your voice mad over here. Take it.
So last point on this, man, is this. So here's the deal. He's only guaranteed 19.5 million. The Cowboys can get off the hook on this deal with a potential out after this season, boss Cowboy. Please pay attention,
I'm paying
Cowboy
attention.
fans.
I am.
Please pay attention, Liel
I know you
Collins.
are. Yep.
Take this seriously, big brother.
Take it serious, bro.
I'm rooting for you, bro. I think that you can ball, but I'm telling you, come in here and you better clown and have 5 to 6 pancakes a game, and I'm gonna make a tape about you and I'm gonna post it all over YouTube about how you smashing boys. But I'm telling you, the smoke signals are already out, so be real smart about this. And I'll start right there, boss Cowboy.
No, and see, I think Mark said it best. See, it's amazing. See, because I already know this is what happened with Cowboy fans. We have favorites. We have favorites. Like, people got mad at me. Remember when I did that breakdown of curse and people was in here so mad because they were just so in love with Donovan Wilson? And I was just telling them, hey, it's competition in the building, y'all. It is. I was telling them it's competition. Oh, he's not gonna take out Donovan Wilson. Oh no, boss is crazy. Oh, he's a scrub. He's just a jag. He's gonna be cut. With no evidence. Now I'm over here showing film. I'm showing them film. Everybody else surprised about Curse. Was I ever surprised, OC?
No, you called that, bro. You called that like a champ.
Like,
called
by
it like
myself, standing flat-footed like, no, y'all crazy. But now everybody, I like Curse. I like her. Listen, don't have no favorites, because I don't. See, what's happened is people projecting. Projection is when you think people think like you. So when people saw me like this and they like, damn, he's emotional about Jalen. No, I'm not like you. What it is you're emotional about trying to be right. You happy he gone because you want to say, I called it and he cut his ass. So when you see somebody like me that's thinking, you think I'm like you. No, I'm not in love with Jalen. Not at all. I'm not in love with none of these guys. I'm over here like because it's things that Curse, that Donovan Wilson does, that's better than Curse. I can tell you what it is. Donovan Wilson has way more range than Curse. Way more. Curse is really good against tight ends. He's a really good tight end eraser. And there are ideas going around where he can possibly play the big nickel. Yeah, that makes sense until they put a slot like Cole Beasley out there.
Yeah.
Then it don't make sense. So it's one of those
But the
things.
good news, go ahead.
Yeah, so it's one of those things that I got to be flexible, right? I got to say Curse makes sense here, but Curse don't make sense here. Jordan Lewis actually makes sense going against Cole Beasley. So when they run out there in the 11 personnel with Buffalo, don't run out there talking about, well, Curse is the starting big nickel. He go get his ass chewed up. That's a better matchup for Jordan. But if they come out there with Dallas Goedert, big nickel.
And I'm going to tell you something else to you Cowboys fans about this offensive line. This is what's going to make that Leo Collins situation dicey. Please hear me carefully, right? So we have Connor McGovern, who's played well, and he proves. I see you, Jackie Smith.
Perfect.
We appreciate you. Then we will have to be situational.
Perfect.
That's what we've been talking about the whole time, Jackie.
Yep.
That we got to be situational, and we're going to mix up the scheme based upon scenarios, down, distance, and the team we're playing. So absolutely right. But this is what makes the offensive line scenario interesting. Boss Cowboy, Connor McGovern has showed he can play.
Yeah.
Connor McGovern has showed he can play.
Right.
We probably not going to re-sign Connor Williams. Connor McGovern has shown he can play, and he's not proven yet, but he was doing well before he got injured, and they like Josh Ball. So keep that in mind moving forward. They like Josh Ball, bro. They like Josh Ball. All right? Wilson don't have the ability now, Ball, so we can break him down all we want. All right? So, all right. Look, I ain't going to fight your Keystone Cowboy on that, man. I mean, all I'm going to say is this, man, is that we got depth in the secondary position, so have the availability now so we can break them down all we want. Yeah, that's cool, but
I think what he's saying is...
I'm trying to make sense of it.
I think he's saying because he's not available, because he said Wilson don't have the availability, so he said he's not on the field. So he's saying we can go ahead and break him down, like in terms of shooting for Curse. And I'm with that. But I was just saying, Keystone, there are still things Donovan has in his game that Curse does not. And it's things that Curse has in his game that Donovan does not. You know what I mean? And so I think it's ways to use, honestly, both. I'm being all the way honest. Like, I'm not trying to fire guys that actually complement each other. You know what I mean? Because if something happened, if they got rid of Donovan, I would be over, they'd be like, boss man, I would be the same, scratching my head like, why they do that? And I do agree, William Kidd, he said Curse is a better tackler. I do agree with that. Curse is a better tackler
100.
than Donovan Wilson, bro. He's
100.
And see, I wish people go look at the breakdown I did on Curse. Like, everything I said about it was right. And people was laughing at me. I was like, no, bro. I said he play on his instincts. I said he's a great tackler at worst. This is why they was laughing. And I'm showing them the film, like, show me where he playing bad. Can somebody show me with Detroit, with Clemson, even with Minnesota, where he plays bad? Nobody could tell you. The only thing could tell you is, well, he must be sorry because he didn't start for Minnesota. Harrison Smith would have started in safeties.
True.
One of those guys gonna have a yellow jacket. He wasn't gonna break into that room. So yeah. So it's one of those things like, no, I don't got no feelings about these dudes. I mean, Jalen gone and
it's unbiased right here.
It's unbiased right here. It is. It's like, say, I just want a smart plan. So if you see me questioning the plan, that's all I'm doing. It's like, I don't get that plan. Like, anyway, it's because we still talking about competition. Cause see, listen, y'all need to stay with this show on Competition Tuesdays. Cause Jayla getting cut, letting you know we not just talking. Cause what we've been saying for the last 2 weeks since we started this series called Competition Tuesdays. So basically, every time after a game, we talk about how current players are shaking up the current competition on our team. That's what we talk about. And Jalen shows you we not just talking. We start every show with this song saying, "Don't slip." Every time, OC, people thought we was joking.
Don't slip on a drip.
We was telling them, don't slip. Go ahead.
And Competition Tuesday, this is what this denotes, right? And if you don't believe this, you're not really paying attention. This shows that practice matters.
You talk, boy. OC.
The cutting of Jalen Smith, it proves that practice matters. Because unless the Dallas Cowboys saw some from some other pieces, that's why I'm saying it's a little something that we probably don't know about this yet.
Right.
We're going to find it out pretty soon. Because you're going to get the latest and greatest in Cowboy sports and news right here on Boss Cowboy Sports. Like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the bell notification icon. But I'm going to tell y'all something. Jalen Smith does not get cut if practice didn't matter. They had to see something from somebody in practice to convince them that they had a viable solution to let him go, or it would not have happened. Going back to the championship Seahawk culture competition, they had competition Wednesdays where you could lose your starting job or lose snaps based on how you perform. Pete Carroll enacted that. Highly competitive environment. He brought it from USC, where they went to national championship games and won national championships in college. So that proves what we're talking about is real. Practice matters. Practice matters.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying to me, boss.
We've been telling them. Don't slip. Don't slip on a drip. OC, we've been saying it. Don't slip. Because if you slip,
practice at a good tempo.
Yep, you got to, hey.
Tempo.
Don't slip on a drill.
Yeah.
Don't slip on a drill. Yeah, man. It's what it is.
Hey.
Yeah. Competition Tuesday. Y'all got to stay with us, man. Because listen, I don't know nobody that was talking about competition like us, bro.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody that I seen. Nobody.
Like we was playing the game. No, we wasn't playing no game, bro.
No.
Like, you can go back and look at them other shows. We've been talking about it, bro. And then is Steven gonna try to get cheaper? Come on now. He gonna try to get cheap. You think Steven gonna let us be $20 million over the cap? Steven? Yeah, my boy Johnny Hill. Yeah, man. Don't slip on the drip. Don't slip. Yeah. Don't slip, man. Yeah. If you slip. All right.
Hey man, this reminds me, man, just real quick of when me and Boss Cowboy played college ball together. This reminds me, man, of the year when Hen was there, and we would hit on Thursdays. Normally we didn't hit on Thursdays before we traveled. We would hit for like an hour on Thursdays, and if you slipped on that drip, you might be on that bench. And when y'all messed up, Boss Cowboy, what did he say? Give me another corner.
Yep.
Somebody made.
Don't slip.
Give me another corner.
Literally.
Hey, I missed the block.
Don't slip.
Hey, I better not miss a block. I'm fighting for my life. Hey, get out. Give me a sub.
Give me a sub.
Man.
Don't slip.
Give me a sub.
Give me a sub.
Competition.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Don't slip on the swipe. Somebody say, "Ooh, y'all evil."
Don't slip on the
swipe. But see, some of y'all a little bit too happy on this, because I can tell some of this is about y'all wanting to be right. Y'all a little bit too happy on this. This ain't about what's best for the team. Y'all want to be able to say, "See, I told you he wasn't nothing." That's what this is about with some of y'all. Y'all a little bit too giddy, and y'all not listening. Like, I'm over here saying, okay, what was the plan, and why did you do it now? I'm cool with you doing it. Like, if Cox got in there and knocked somebody's head off, for 2 or 3 games. Oh, Jalen, he beat you out.
Right.
Man, he's sorry. But
they saw something. They saw something in practice, boss. They saw something, boss, to give them enough confidence to do this. I'm guaranteeing it. I'm that confident. They saw something from a couple people. I'm telling you, we go find out within the next couple weeks. I'm very confident. I'm gonna say that.
This is why I make them faces like that, bro. Because I've seen too much politics on this team to trust pure motives like that. You know what I mean? Like, if this is New England, I would be all the way with you. Yeah, bro, you know Bill. Bill go play the best guy. You know how he is. He ain't got no favorites. But this is the Dallas Cowboys, bro. We saw the Anthony Brown stink it up for years. He finally had one good game last week. Finally, he stopped somebody in man coverage. Finally, after 5 years. Finally.
We're seeing a shift in culture, though, boss. That's what I sense here. And I'm gonna wait for. I'm saying 100%. I'm gonna verify the next couple weeks.
How you seeing
I'm
a coaching
seeing a
change
shift
when Anthony Brown has been starting consistently? How is that a coaching change?
Because it's not all centered on Anthony Brown, right? Rome was not built in a day, boss Cowboy.
Oh,
so
man, I ain't trying to hear no analogies.
No, I mean, you can't use Anthony Brown as the thesis to say that the culture is not shifting.
Why
we
can't?
See rotational because I'm saying that he's not the only player on this defense. That's what I'm saying.
But when you seeing clear politics, you saying there's a culture change when you seeing the same thing?
I'm saying we having the beginning of a culture shift is what I said. We're having the beginning. It's the start of a culture shift. Right? Cultures are not shifted overnight, man. You can't indoctrinate a people and teach them Spanish in 2 weeks. You can't, man. It takes a little bit of time to teach somebody Spanish. I'm saying we're starting to see the shift of it with the rotations and the proof. Even in the chat, we've had 30 starters. We ain't had that many starters. I can almost look it up and guarantee over the next couple years, we're having guys to get opportunities, right? And over time, the cream of the crop will rise to the top, is what I'm saying. So we're seeing the beginning of that culture shift. It's not complete, boss. See, we just look at the end product. You got to be able to identify. It's like a market trend. You got to be able to identify when that Bitcoin stock is starting to go up. That's when you go in. You can't see a lot of people. They want to go all in when it peaks out over $100,000. Now you got to get in early, man, and you got to ride it up.
See, this is
now,
what
I'm
I
telling
keep
you,
hearing,
that's
bro.
what I think.
They say Boss Man didn't take Anthony Brown's job. Bro, I was at the training camps in Dallas. He played better, bro. Big Game James then was at the training camps in California. They said the same thing. See, what y'all doing, y'all listen to Clarence Hill and them who saying that. Nah, bro, I got my own eyes. As I was out there myself, I saw it with my own eyes. Boss Man was playing better and should have been started. I'm happy that Anthony Brown made a play, and he right now is pushing Boss Man back. That's what's finally happened. But he was Swiss cheese, should have been benched up until last week.
Look, I haven't had the same experience, and I trust Big Game James. I trust definitely Boss Cowboy eyes. At the practice that I saw in person, I saw Boss Man Fat get cooked, man. I saw him get cooked on a couple different times, man.
You talking about that time me and you was at practice?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about that. Because let's talk about.
I seen him get cooked.
See, you saying cook? You talking about that touchdown that was called on him by Fioku? Right?
I'm talking about the quick slant as well.
Okay. Neither one of those are cooks.
Okay, can we say beat?
Made a play on them. Okay.
Okay. What's the difference?
That's okay, this is the difference. Just like I said with DJ Moore, right? I say put Diggs on him and live with the consequences. DJ Moore made more plays on Diggs. That's why he ended the game with 110 yards. Most of those was winning on Diggs. Diggs made the better big play. But that's why, and that's why I said I'm consistent on how I grade. Where I said I expect receivers to make plays. I just need you to make just as many plays back on them. So when I see Boss Man get a play made on him where they catch a slant, I don't panic. The only reason I would panic is if they was a lot of yak where it was yards after the catch. You didn't see that. You saw him battling, and that was a tough catch on that slant. Am I right or wrong?
You're correct.
Okay, and then the touchdown that was caught on him by Fioku was his hand in the catcher's mitt of the receiver.
No, I think he got beat on that one. I think it was some separation there.
Okay, I didn't see the separation at all.
Yeah,
I saw
it
him
was some
battling for that
separation there.
touchdown, and I saw his hand in there trying to rip out the ball. I thought Fioku just made a great play. Versus that same practice that me and you was sitting at, Anthony Brown also got hit for a touchdown, and it was typical of the usual Anthony Brown touchdowns where it was clear separation and a walk-in touchdown. So maybe we just saw it different. You know what I'm saying? And that could be the case. Like, I know two people can look at the same game and see something different. That happens sometimes.
Right.
But the way that I saw it, I saw Boss Man in a position where he can make more plays. Because, see, the same thing Okoye said, he said Luther Kirk cooked Boss Man. No, Luther Kirk made a play on Boss Man on that fade in preseason. But look at the recovery speed. Like, I'm looking at his potential. You know what I mean? Like, was he cooked like Anthony Brown? No. Receivers go make plays, especially on a rookie. So it's one of those things to where I just see it different. I just can't. And then I can show everybody over 18 touchdowns caught on Anthony Brown. You can.
Okay.
Nobody got cooked like that. So I'm not buying that we got a new culture as long as he been starting. I'm just not buying it. That's why I'm skeptical. I want to believe that we a new culture, but we've been seeing politics for years. So who's starting it? Who's starting it?
Dan Quinn.
So Dan Quinn is starting a new culture. He's changing
starting.
Jerry and Steven from being the Tigers they've always been.
We see evidence of a start of it with the cutting of Jalen Smith. We also see it with the rotations that we have in the defense and people getting various opportunities and the mix up of what we see on the defensive side of the ball. I think that Anthony Brown, and look, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't fully see it the same way that you see it on this. I'll just be honest. I think that when you have a starter, you got to, it's like fighting a champion. And I'm not saying that Anthony Brown is a champion, okay? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this, okay? I'm saying if you got a veteran guy, right, and even though he got beat, right, and that he has gotten beat, and look, the tape don't lie. I can't fight with you on that. But I just think, man, that Boss Man Fat with the COVID and with the plays, they want to see him splash more. And I don't think that he splashed enough, right, in the preseason to say clearly this is our guy, right? And so you see Anthony Brown definitely getting the benefit of the doubt, 100%. But he's the veteran, and he had 4 years of NFL experience versus a rookie. Now, eventually, because of the amount of money and also the draft position of Boss Man Fat, he's going to get his opportunities. I just feel like they think that right now they don't have to rush him. They don't have to rush him. I mean, that's what I think, man. That's my opinion.
Well, I think some teams are different. Just being all the way honest.
True.
So Kyler Murray didn't have to beat out the quarterback when he walked up to Arizona. They put him in there and say, man, we already know you the man. But with the Texans, because they dysfunctional and the Bears are dysfunctional, they doing stupid stuff like Andy Dalton is the starter. Man, you already know that should be Phil's job. What are they doing down there with the Jacksonville Jaguars? Are they playing with sunshine? No. No. They said, sunshine, it's your job. Go stink it up. We know you go get better. You know what I'm saying? What did they do with Diggs last year? Go Diggs, stink it up. We know you go get better. And Diggs did stink it up last year. He did make plays on the ball like he doing this year, but they let him stink it up. They pick and choose who they do that with. That's how I see it. So like it's not fair across the board. Sean Lee said himself. Sean Lee said himself, I know if I would have been on any other team, I would have been cut. See, that sound cute until you think about the dudes who had to lose their job over our favoritism.
Right.
Yeah, that sound cool, but Malcolm Smith would have improved us. He was a younger, better player that was cheap.
Right.
So, like, that's why you might be right. It might be a culture change, but you at least understand why I'm slow to drink that Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? I'm
100.
You might be right, and I pray you're right. If you're right, it's the best news ever. But it's like, you know, my 4th grade teacher used to always say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Man, we got fooled 20 times with Anthony Brown.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing I want to see from Anthony Brown is play like you did Sunday. If you play like you did Sunday, everything was worth it. I was wrong. They was right. They knew they saw something in you that I didn't see, and it paid off. I don't want to see a return back to what you was. If you stay at the level you was, I would make a video in about 5 games, and I would say, hey, the Joneses, Will McClay, all of them, they was right. They knew to stay with him, and it worked out. And I don't mind doing it. But I'm not going to be cool with what I saw the last 5 years and acting like that was not abnormal. That was very abnormal to sign somebody who was injured twice.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, one more last thing on this competition, because it's more competition. Y'all thought we was done. We not done. All right, here we go.
Jerry, a couple of weeks ago, I was trying to get you to agree with me that the D-line, particularly the D tackles, were going to be the weakest part of the defense. You weren't having it, and you're looking right now. Let's talk about these guys with 5 sacks, particularly Odighizuwa. He's a guy who doesn't get a lot of pub. Randy Gregory was a terror. Talk about that D-line that you've been liking and some of these young guys up front.
Well, I think, it was Tom Landry that purportedly said, don't pass judgment on a D lineman until at least his 3rd year. It's been his experience. Well, we've got some guys that are really showing up in their 1st year.
So, OC, we've been saying that a lot, right?
Yeah, man. It takes about 3 years for them to mature, man, because they don't have grown. And I said this months ago now. They don't have grown man strength. They're coming in facing guys that got mature muscle, that got more experience, and they need time to develop.
Right. And that's what Jerry talking about. And see, that's why Osa is so much a surprise.
Yeah, he's a physical freak. He's a physical freak.
This is freakish.
He's a physical freak.
He's a freak, bro. This is not normal. So I've been studying players heavily for 5 years. I've never seen a player like Osa. Because sure, he was not pushed back when he was in college. Ed Oliver wasn't either. But when Ed Oliver got to the league, it was different when you were dealing with them grown boys. What Osa is doing, he's playing like a year 3 player as a rookie. You do not see that from defensive tackle. Let's go through our own history. Tank didn't come around to win. David Irvin didn't come around to win. Collins didn't come around to win. Bro. So when Jerry said what he said, bro, like, this is where I'm with you on this, OC. This is what made me say they might be seeing something with one of them linebackers in practice, because they have been right. They have been right. That's where I had to slow down a little bit on my pushback on you. They have been right. I did not, bro. I feel like I got good eyes. I didn't believe Osa was gonna do what he's doing. I didn't.
And listen, man, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna be honest where I was wrong, man. I didn't see Osa coming in his first year. I thought it would take him at least to his second year to get where he was kind of productive. But I'm
Or
gonna
at
give
least
somebody his flowers.
8 months.
No, man,
not 8 months. 8 games.
No. I had him being more productive maybe his second year. I said year, so I'm gonna keep it real on what I said.
Yeah.
I said year, but I'm gonna tell you somebody who made a video that was pro Osa day one, giving him his flowers. Shout out to Skywalker Steele. He hit that one right.
He did.
Yeah, he was big on Osa. He
No,
loved
he was.
Osa coming
I
out.
thought he was crazy
was
when
right
he
on
said.
Osa.
I said, man.
Yeah,
I said Skywalker
he was right.
He guessing on that. That's what I thought.
Skywalker Steele was right on Osa.
Yeah.
No, he was right on Osa, man.
Yeah, he was right.
Because I didn't think. I didn't think. And
But
we need to do
history
a tape
said
breakdown
that it was a 0.001% chance of this happening.
No, he's an anomaly. But this is what I'm gonna say was so impressive. I had never seen. Well, I hadn't seen. No, I've seen it, but I hadn't seen a non-top 15 pick play with so much power and
Right.
leverage against grown dudes. He plays with power and leverage, and I think it's that wrestling background, Boss Cowboy. That's what snuck attack us. We underestimated that wrestling background.
That's what got us.
Where he got a super strong core. Wrestlers got a super strong core, and they're used to leveraging and being under people and pressing and getting off. They're used to that. They do it for hours a day. I think that's what did us in. We underestimated the power of that wrestling background. And honest comparison, he's much more powerful. He doesn't have the twitch that Ed Oliver has, but he's more powerful at the point of attack than Ed Oliver, dude. And he has a lot of power, dude. He plays like it. He has a lot of power.
And
Raw
see,
power,
Coach Marv, he late on this one. He said this. He said, boss, give credit to our D-line coach. You missed the last show.
Yep, he did. Boss did.
I even said I'm going to do a video. It's coming. Where I said I'm going to say I was wrong about him. I already did that. So it's a lot of people that I named when I was looking at this whole process that I said. It's a couple other people that I doubted. The running back coach, Pete. I also publicly doubted him. I also said I was wrong about that openly. I'm going to do a whole video on it. If Anthony Brown stay the same for the next 5 games, I'm going to do a video on that. Because I'm not going to just ever come on here and just say, well, I was right. Man, I got to practice what I preach. I got to say, hey, I missed that. Because I did question Arden dirty. I did. I said, I don't trust a guy with the lack of coaching experience that he had. He only coached linebackers. Now he assigned a whole new job. I'm like, with a group that was the weakest group last year. So I think I had reasons to be skeptical. But after looking at the whole process and the hand that he was dealt, you lose Tristan Hill, you lose Gallimore, and y'all don't miss a beat. Coaching.
He's
absolutely.
He's a Dan Quinn disciple in the sense of this, man. And this is what I'll say because I have my doubts about him too.
Ball.
So look, man.
Look at Coach.
Look. No, he needs some more flowers. Okay, I'm gonna give him some more flowers right here,
That's real.
Coach Mar. I'm gonna give him some more flowers, man. And look, here's just more flowers. See, so here's the key on games, man. Week to week preparation, right? So coach is this young defensive line coach. He's a prepared coach. He's a prep coach to get the productivity out of those young defensive linemen and not miss a beat with these veterans being injured. That means that he has a game plan every practice and every week to prepare these guys for the opponent to be ready to go. So it speaks to his IQ and his preparation. That's what I see based on their productivity, man, no doubt.
Big credit to their coaches. Big credit to, frankly, them. Osa from UCLA is just, in my mind, quite a plus for us. And he's just getting better and better and better. And, of course, what emboldens us all is the fact that we've got Gallimore and we've got Christian Hill on the way, and players that really are outstanding talents and have really shown up for us and give us something that right around the corner that will just add that much more into a rotation. I've always dreamed of an actual rotation and have really shown up for us and give us something that right around the corner that will just add that much more into a rotation. I've always dreamed of an actual rotation in a defensive line. We had it early when I first got involved, and it really was as meaningful as any one thing on our championship Super Bowl teams to have a defensive front that you can rotate and literally give those kinds of fresh legs out there on the pass rush or any part there has to do. So all of this looks good for us right now. And I think it's the numbers of players. That Colson played outstanding.
Yeah.
Not for a rookie, he just played outstanding. So again, you're going to leave out some here in this particular group, but the numbers are something to look at hard.
Say, man, Jerry talking that good football talk. I don't care what nobody say. Man, y'all got Jerry messed up, man. Jerry talking that real good talk about good common sense. Good common sense, man. I love what Jerry talking about. Love it. Because a lot of us, we get an attitude when we see a player that's playing better, we think fire the other guys, trade the other guys. No, what about the depth? You know, what about the rotation? You might start Osa, because you can't deny Osa now. You can't do that. That's crazy. You can't deny Osa now. Osa got to be the first one that walk out there. But Osa not going to be the only one that walk out there. That's key. You know what I'm saying? That's key. Osa has 7 quarterback hits through 4 games. That's 3 more than any Cowboys defensive tackle had in 2020. No. Yes, you walking out there first, but you're not walking out there by yourself. Period.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead, OC.
No, I was just going to say, man, the thing that jumps off the screen, you look at Osa, man, nobody is sat down and stopped this dude's forward momentum. When he's coming off that football, man, he is pushing you back. He did it to Lane Johnson. He did it in the last game. And he's quick enough going side to side to slant and hit different gaps. And he gets a full head of steam going forward, man. He just has a lot of power, man. He's hard when he get going, man. And I ain't seen nobody yet. And I ain't saying he's impervious, right? But, man, for any player, I ain't seen nobody yet just stop his forward momentum. You know, period. And that's what makes him so special, man. He's getting pushed. He's hitting gaps. I mean, he's creating havoc. He's actually just straight up creating havoc most of the plays he's in. And I see you, Jason View. Depth and rotation are the key to successful season, and it's evident so far. Absolutely.
Yep, it is evident. Bro. And
absolutely.
See, this I'm gonna tell you why y'all should follow Boss Cowboy Sports, because we be saying this stuff before they say it. I really mean that. Like, I admit when I'm wrong, so y'all should allow us to say when we right. Is that okay? If we the type of people that can say I got it wrong, shouldn't y'all also be able to listen when we say we got it right? And that's straight up, because the thing that I always say that I pride ourselves on Boss Cowboy Sports is our foresight. And that we also independent. I say we independent to tell the truth. That's what we do. We independent and we tell the truth. So when I look at what's going on and I say, because see, Tristan Hill is going into now year 3. He's in the magic year. And see, shout out greatly to the OC, because I want y'all to listen to this, okay? See, because before Jerry said what he said, I want y'all to listen to the OC talk about it just real quick. Check this out.
Yeah, I'm back, man. And listen to that comment. Here's the thing that makes that comment so powerful, right? Imagine, and I want y'all to listen to this carefully. Imagine the motivation. Imagine the tenacity that all these guys that's been on the PUP list and on IR are going to come back with because of the play of the young players along that front. So imagine the intensity and the focus that these guys go come with. So what I'm telling you is that whatever the best is, you fist to get Gallimore, Hill, Tank. You fist to get these boys best. You go get they best when they come back. Think about that. Marinate on that. Selah. Think about that. In conjunction with what you already got and what you've been seeing. Because this competition, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, every day.
We've been talking about
At
it.
the Cowboys facility. Around these parts.
Oh, man, I got to listen, man. With the OC talk like that, come on, y'all. You got to love it, man. You got to love it. Yeah. That was... And see, and did Jerry come out and say the same thing? See, it's too many times we looking to fire these guys. Like somebody just made a comment. They said, who snaps go to Tristan and Neville? Jerry just talked about it. It's going to be a rotation. And that's exactly what I'm talking. We always looking to fire guys. We get a guy that's better. That don't mean you throw away the other guy. We trying to win the Super Bowl this year. We not trying to have a competition on cap space. It's about the competition against men. So, yes, I've been saying this. Yes, Osa balling. But Tristan Hill is fully cooked. He's in year 3 now. This is when they turn the corner fully turn the corner. So, listen, y'all, that don't mean we firing to everybody. Yes, you cannot. He got to be the first one out. He got to be the one out there on critical passing downs. But guess what could happen? What's the OC's point? These guys are looking at Osa. You don't think they want their job back? To the OC's point? You don't think they want the love that the youngster is getting? Man, y'all need to stay with us on this Competition Tuesdays because this is different. You know what I mean? It's different, man. I ain't seen nothing like this in Dallas since 92, since 93, since 94. I haven't seen many good rotational players.
Which is why I'm saying the start of a culture shift.
Yeah, you could be
Which
right,
is why
OC.
I'm saying the start.
Yeah.
I'm not saying complete.
Yeah.
I'm saying the start of a culture shift. Because at the end of the day, what do we got, right? We got FFS. And you go hear what I'm saying, and I say this again. I'm going to keep on saying it. FFS. Remember that. Put that in the chat. FFS. Fight for snaps. That's what this is. Fight for your snaps.
Yep.
Because
FFF.
if you FFS, fight for snaps. Because if you trip, don't worry, we got somebody come in. Oh, really? You will get blown up on the play? Okay, don't worry about it. We'll put Osa back in, right? So here it is, man. I see you, Renell, with the comment. Apparently, your best availability isn't your best ability isn't your availability. Well, here's the deal, man. It's arguments on that, right? It's arguments going both ways, right? I think that if you're talking about Jalen, which is what I think,
He played linebacker too.
Right? Well, I think this, man. I think that the premium is on great play, man. And then obviously we got money, right? The premium is on great play. So if I feel like in my mind, right, and I'm a coach and I'm a young coach trying to establish myself, not a young coach as in Dan Quinn, but I'm a younger coach of organization. If I think I got more upside or I got equal play with a cheaper guy that maybe I can get more out of, then if I got a chance, I'm going to probably get that younger guy a chance. That's what I think. That's what I think. So
Yeah, and Keystone say Jalen's example setter. That's what I think too. I think this is bar rescue, and it's gonna work. It's gonna work.
Yeah.
Yeah, go watch that show, Bar Rescue. Notice the first thing he does when he takes over a bar. The first thing he does is he fires the weakest link. And he talked about the psychology of it to the OC's point. To shake everybody up. To let them know you could be next. So, like, nobody's safe. You can be gone.
And Jerry is slowly hinting toward the same thing.
With Liel.
On the other side of the ball.
He is.
Pay attention.
Yeah.
I told you.
It's
told
true.
you that
they think we crazy, OC.
No,
now,
we ain't crazy.
No, we not. Jerry saying it out his mouth, and they still think we crazy. He named Liel. Do I need to pull that clip, OC?
Man, I think not right now, but we'll do it the next show for those that are new to the channel. But you need to go. What they need to do, Boss Cowboy, they need to go back and listen to that show. Yeah. That's what you need to do. If you're new and you didn't hear the first, go back and listen to the last couple Boss Cowboy Sports Show, and you'll see the clip, and we talk about that at depth. All right, so. You know, that's what you need to do. And so at the end of the day, Big Time says Jimmy Johnson type move. Absolutely, man. It's gangster. And Jimmy Johnson was a psychology guy.
Yeah.
He always figured out the best way to motivate men. And the way to motivate highly alpha dudes is to keep them on edge and give them a sense of insecurity because they perform better. Mr. Kima, Cowboys saved $0 after cutting Jalen Smith. I do know he has a certain guarantee on his contract. I don't have his contract right now. We'll have to deal with that later. You could be right, Mr. Kima. I'm not sure about that off the top of my head. Not sure about that comment. But I do know that it inspires.
Go ahead.
I do know that it inspires people and it lets you know. Right, because we had some people during our time in college, and I'll go back to this. I won't name the whole situation, but here's the deal: we had some people lose their scholarships, right, because of their behavior, right. And so Rennell says we still don't have a Mike linebacker. I mean, here's the deal, man. What's the most important? You want the title of Mike, or you want the functions of a Mike and making plays? I think if we have a semblance of the function of it, I don't care if you have a declared Mike linebacker. Right now, you have to say LVE is your Mike. Say LVE is your Mike. Or Parsons plays Mike, depending upon the scenario situation. He said he just can't let Brown. I just can't let Brown, and I promise I don't wish nothing bad on him. Yeah, man. I mean, look, man, the proof is in the pudding, man. We'll see it over the next several games, what happens, man, and kind of, you know, how this whole thing shakes out with Brown. And if Brown is playing great, then you heard it out of his own mouth, Boss Cowboys making a video. Yep. So we go see. We go see what happens.
Especially if he go against good receivers. That was a good receiver he went against, man.
Yep.
That dude was known for torching boys.
Yup.
And see, Tony, you get in my sauce. See, I put this in the Boss Cowboy Guide. He said insurance on insurance won't work. I totally disagree. Because I put in 2 books in a row, the need for linebacker, because the insurance for our insurance kept getting hurt. The first person that needed insurance because he was a bad risk was Sean Lee. So who was that insurance? LVE. What is going on now? The insurance for that insurance needs insurance. It does work and it's very necessary. That's why I'm scratching in my head. Like, you got rid of the available guy, not the injury prone guy. And LVE last game was bad.
So what is that letting you know? What you think LVE is at home thinking about right now?
Yeah, he motivated. He motivated.
He thinking for sure he got to come on with it. He has to be. If he got if he got any sense at all, he got to be thinking about that. I'm sure he got plenty of good sense. He has to be thinking, man, I gotta, come on, man, I gotta pick it up, man. I gotta make plays out here, man. You got these rookies in here that just cut my boy. I gotta make some plays. So, but yeah, we gotta get out of here, Boss Cowboy.
Yeah, we go get out here. I'll tell you like this. LV had one of the worst grades this past game. So like I'm still kind of not trusting, but I do trust because they've been right. I've been wrong. You know what I mean? And when you've been right way more than me, especially on all these picks, that gives me, I can sit back and trust you a little bit better. So I'm going to watch how this play out. I'm going to watch what the new plan is. I'm going to watch for the durability of Neal as well as LVE. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it real close. If they playing better, I'm going to come right back and be like, hey, y'all, let's just say what it is. Getting rid of Jalen was a good move. But if we see a downturn, don't disappear. Don't disappear. That's whack. Because if you got all of the stones and nuts to come up here and just parade the cutting of Jalen, be able to face the heat.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, man. I'm on the side right now, man. I'm seeing it work. I'm seeing this thing work. And so if I'm wrong about that, I'll come back. But I doubt it. I'm seeing this thing work, man. I'm seeing this thing work. I'm seeing it work.
I'm going to put it like this. I don't know if it's going to work because none of the people that we depending on got real starting linebacker experience. And the one that does is injury prone. So my honest answer, keeping it all the way real, it's a big thing for Boss Cowboy to actually say publicly that he drunk Kool-Aid. Listen, I do not drink Kool-Aid without first measuring. I don't know. I can't measure Kool-Aid without the ingredients. I just don't know. But they do. They've been at the practices, like you said. You know what I mean? They see way more practices than we do. But I just can't have faith in something that I didn't see myself. I'm not gonna just hope just cause, hey, I just hope it work out. I just gotta see it. But hope you're right.
I think we'll see it soon.
We'll
see it soon, Boss Cowboy.
And they've been right. They've been right on Osa. They've been right on Deshaun Wright. They've been right on Ghostin. They've been right on who all of us was kind of like. So, I mean, and Cox showed great flash in fantastic flash. So, you know, I just want to see you do it versus starters. That's all. Once I see you do it versus starters, I'm cool. Oh, good move. Glad you got rid of Jalen. Let's rock. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Let's go win this championship.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? So anyway, man, what you just saw is us kind of going back and forth. And obviously, I always say we strive to be loyal here over devoted. You go see us go back and forth sometime. You go see us argue sometime. You go see us agree. You go see us admit we was wrong. You go see us definitely battle for what we believe. All of that is in the spirit of trying to put ideas out there that's going to make us better. Y'all also make sure y'all share this content. And lastly, we do have an event that's going to be live. If you in Dallas, we really want y'all to come out, okay? We want y'all to come out and kick it with us when we go be at walk-ons, okay? We go be on walk-ons. You want to talk about that real quick, OC? Before we get out of here?
Yeah, so we got walk-ons this Thursday at 7:30. Walk-ons in the Colony. All right, so we'll be there, man. Live podcast, Boss Cowboy Sports, Big Game James. Make sure in the building.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
The final. Go ahead.
Yeah, so please join us, guys. 7:30. Spread the word, man. We need your support. We need to pack the house. We want to see you, hug your neck, high five you, take some photo ops with you, and hang out, have a good time, and just talk football. So please come out and join us. Please pass the word and support us this coming Thursday, 7:30. That's 2 days from now. All right, at Walk-Ons in the Colony at 7:30.
Yeah. So yeah, we go definitely be at Walk-Ons, and y'all come kick it with us. We out.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters. Boss Cowboy Sports.